Hello, Linda here from Barlates Body Blitz and little mini up close and personal on her new scratch post. Today we're doing 10-minute tone inner and outer thighs, or it's just going to be a 10-minute tone thighs. We're going to use a resistance loop and an elevation. Now, if you want to use the loop in a figure eight, it tends to stay in place a lot better if you're using a latex loop, but will not work with one of the fabric booty bands. So if you're going to use it as a figure eight, pull it out, twist it, whoops, and then put your other leg through and try and place it above the knees as flat as you can. It's probably going to roll up a bit, but at least it won't kind of move up and down. Now we're going to be using the elevation lying on it sideways. So if you need maybe a yoga mat to make it more comfortable, you can do that. And if you prefer just to do the whole thing on the mat, you can do that too. So we're going to get started on one side, and depending on how long your elevation is or how long your body is, you might either want to have your elbow up on here, or something that I find more comfortable is putting it down on the ground. So that way you're really nice and square and supported. You want to make sure your hips are stacked on top of each other. And for the moment, we're just going to keep our knee lined up with the corner of the step. If you don't have a step and you're doing this maybe on a weights bench, then obviously you're going to just have to adjust and you're not going to be able to touch the floor like I do for some of the exercises. So extend your leg, and all we're doing is outer thigh raises to start, up and down. Make sure that you're keeping everything facing the front, nice long neck, no slouching in the shoulder, pressing even the underside of your belly here away from the step. And you can do whatever you want with this other hand. Up and down. You should feel the tension of the band a lot, so you need to go up as high as you can to really feel that outer thigh. Go for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go forward, touch the floor, and then push back for 2. So forward, touch the floor with your big toe, then lift and push back for 2. Forward and touch, lift, push, back. Forward and touch, so then you're coming in line with your hip and pushing back from there. Forward and touch, back and back. So being in this position, holding your belly button in and balancing on this step is going to use your core quite a bit as well. You're welcome. Forward and down. Back and push and push. Let's go for 2 more like this. Push to the back. Last time. Push to the back. Now we're going to stay back behind and we're doing tiny circles. Up and around there. Tiny, tiny circles up and around. Really burning. Now if this is too much, maybe bring it in line rather than going back and keep it down lower. But if you can, just push back for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and pull in for 2 and extend back in line. Pull in for 2, extend back in line. So you want your knee to come lower than your support. In for 2, back in line. So you want to make sure that your leg here is high enough to feel the tension of the band, and it should be burning. In for 2 and back in line. 2 more of these. And last time, back in line. So we're going to repeat that on the other side before we do some inner thighs. So set yourself up once again in that nice position where your knees are in line with the corner of the step. You're pushing out of your shoulder, pulling away with the underside of your waistline. Extend the leg in line with your hips, hips are stacked, and just raise up. Raise up. Point the toe, lengthen that leg towards the other side wall, and make sure you're pulling. Now you know what's happening. You're going to be tempted to not raise that leg as high as you did on the other side, right? But don't do it. I know it's going to burn. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to tap our big toe down, come back in line, and then press back for 2. So it's forward and tap, press and press. Forward and tap, press and press. Deep breaths here. The lactic acid is going to build up very quickly with these exercises. So you need to keep breathing, oxygenating the body. Don't slouch. Tummies are in for 4. Back and back. And 3. Back and back. 2. Keep that leg really straight. Last one. Back and back. Now start circling here. Tiny circles. You're behind your hip line. So if you were to draw a straight line, your top leg is behind the bottom leg. Circle, circles. Deep breaths. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So painful. Come in for 2 and extend back in line. In for 2 and extend out. In for 2. Big extension. Remember, lower than the step and then extend in such a way that your leg is really engaging with that loop. Don't come down here and not feel the loop, okay? Get up high because we're nearly done with this for 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Nice job. Okay, now we're going to change our position slightly. We're going to come up on our hand, roll your shoulder down and back, tummies in. We're going to now bring our foot to the edge of the step, and this one is hanging off and it's more diagonal than the corner. Okay, and all you're doing is coming up from there. So you can shift yourself forward more so that you've got that range of motion where your leg is able to come down further than the height of whatever support you're on. But you're going to have to work it out that you don't fall forward, because when you're kind of in this awkward position, your body wants to fall forward. So keep your chest slightly back, counterbalance, up and down, up and down. Really keep that leg stick straight and turn your heel up to the ceiling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here, we're going to sweep to the front, come back in line, and 2 raises. Sweep to the front, come back in line, raise and raise. So this is even more tricky, trying to keep your balance on here when the leg comes to an L shape. So really make sure you're bracing your core by pulling your belly button in super strong, up and up. Across, so as you sweep across, sweep down, lower than the level of the step for 4 and 3 and 2, come on. Last one. Guess what? We're circling it. Circle, circle. Stick straight leg. Breathe. Heel up to the ceiling, knee down to the mat. Ouch, really painful, but we can do it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're doing that to the other side and then we're done. So set yourself up. Foot on the back end of the step. Tummies are in. Push out of your chest. Make sure that your arm is directly underneath your shoulder. Your leg should be able to hang off slightly, diagonal, and then just start raising. Now, once you get it, you can shift forward a little bit and find that position where your hip has enough range of motion to go lower than the step. Up, up. Deep breaths here. Really tightly bracing that core. Bring it up. Leading with the heel. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze the inner thighs for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. From here, we're coming to the L shape. Back in line, up and up. L shape slightly down, up and up. So you're coming below the line of the step, up and up. If you can't come directly to that 90-degree angle, then maybe you're just coming down a bit here, up and up. Down a bit here, up and up. Choose your level as long as it's challenging. Up and up. Let's go for 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. Now stay here and draw that circle. Draw that circle. We're finishing here, so straighten behind the knee, point your toe, turn your knee down and your heel up as much as you can, and try to make the circle a bit bigger, just a bit bigger. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Amazing job. Okay, so how was it? Did you feel that in all the right places? We can just bring our leg up across and do a figure 4 stretch. Definitely some tightness there. The loop in a figure 8 is tougher because you are shortening it slightly by twisting it in the center. So you're welcome. The burn should be a little bit more intense than if you were using it just regularly. So now all your workouts can feel new again. Let's do that to the other side. Just bring that leg up. Even just sitting here like this is quite painful because I'm super tight on this dominant side. Breathing. Feels so nice though to stretch. And just for the inner thighs, let's come down into a butterfly stretch. Move that step out of the way. You can definitely stretch longer, especially if this is your last workout. Otherwise, maybe add it on to another one of my 10-minute tone workouts, maybe an abs and an upper body for a total body challenge. And that is it from me and Minnie. See you again very soon with another workout. Bye for now. It's like I've got no sense of touch. I'm always pouring out my heart. No, little by little, he